There was no any special reason to start my sitar playing. The only reason might be the family background, because my father used to play sitar. He learned from great musicians like Pandit Radhika or Incidentally who was the prime disciple of Satyendra Khan Sahib, and also with others like Dubra Prasad Roy and the Prince of Tripura, Dahaljan, etc. So, and also my uncle, my father's elder brother, was when I used to sing, he was a student of Vishwadev Chatterjee, and my aunt, my father's sister, learned from Sudhila Chakraborty and Tarapat Chakraborty, so the environment was there. And so I started playing, and I don't remember any special reason why I started playing. And I started playing when I was around 6. But then I didn't like to play because sitar pains, when putting on the finger, it pains. So it was not that much attractive. I knew that Pandit Ravi Shankarji was the top sitar player because my father was a disciple of Ravi Shankarji. So he was the only sitar player for me. So I used to listen a bit of Pandit Ravi Shankarji. And much later when I became much older, then I had the opportunity to listen to Sarbilat Khan Sahib. And slightly earlier I listened to Nikhil Banerjee. Anyway, so I used to play sitar, means playing like like toying, not very seriously. But my father tried to teach me, but I didn't learn much. Then at some point he possibly thought that okay, it's better to get this boy to somebody who's a real good musician. So at that time, of course, it was quite natural that he would find somebody belong to this Rampur Senia. Also, of course, my Guruji also belongs to Rampur Senia. Means Ravi Shankarji and this kind of people. They call it Maya tradition. But Ravi Shankarji was out of India. Aliu Khan Sahib was not there, and then he thought that okay, my teacher, Pandit Radhika Mohan Maitra, was staying nearby. He was in Jadavpur. He also lived in Jadavpur. So yeah. So my teacher, Pandit Radhika Mohan Maitra was quite approachable. I was quite young at that time, so it was good also to be somebody who was near home. And Radhika Mohan Maitra was the person, the top person, best person available at that time in Calcutta. So my father, that was what I was told. That was my father's idea, that he was the top person, best person in Calcutta. So he approached him, and he was kind enough to accept me as his student, and later possibly he accepted me as his disciple. At that time, initially nobody accepts anybody as disciple. I don't believe it. So much later, when acquaintances becomes close and intense, then somebody becomes somebody's disciple. But I was very naughty. I was I'm kind of he was a Puritan kind of person, and I was adventurous in terms of music also. Anyway, but he was very kind. He could understand me. He was very sympathetic. And much later, when I became much older, I could realize that he taught me fantastically. That was fantastic. And I think he has transferred to me whatever he wanted to get transferred. The knowledge he wanted to get transferred to me was transferred to me nicely. When I came in contact with other persons who are national, international known or acknowledged, acclaimed scholars and musicians, then I could understand much later, because when I used to learn with him, I couldn't. I was a bit, there's no point, because I am also nearing 50, now I'm 48 plus, so no point in saying, hiding anything. That I couldn't follow, because my brain was not that mature to understand his teaching and what he wanted to transfer to me. So I was a bit doubtful, what's happening and this and that, because his teaching technique was very simple and but effective. That I could understand much later that was effective. So, and I had long training, and I learned with him, not actually counted, might be around 18 years. And I'm told that quite a volume of materials have been. And that is what I heard from somebody, some other source, that my Guruji telling to somebody else that this is a boy whom I taught, given him a good amount of material. So then I became older. I started playing here and there. In between, because of my I was, not sure that what should be good, because I wanted to perform very early and do it fast and act that. So I approached many people. Anyway, my Guruji, Pandit Radhika Mohan Maitra, also used to tell that one should learn vocal music. So as Tadapal Chakravarti was kind of, I'm related to a family, not in a relational way, but he was a teacher of my aunt and also taught my father to some extent. So we approached him, my father approached him, and later and he turned down because of some reasons what I don't want to disclose at this point of time. But Tadapal Chakravarti said that it is better that he should wait for some time and this and that. So later Tadapal passed away, and then I became close to Manujda. And it was almost Manujda is Tadapal Chakravarti's son, Pandit Manas Chakravarti, who is now on top of the line vocalist. So firstly I became friends. We became friends, and I requested him a few times that why don't you teach me and all. So he avoided. Again, for a reason that I don't tell now. Then later, after say 1 year or so, he agreed to teach me, and he taught me with all the love and affection, and I learned with him a few years. Then it was 1981 when I got a job at Kharagar University. Indira Kalasana Vishwavidyalaya. That is the only music and fine arts university in the country at that time. So I joined as lecturer in March. So I had to leave Calcutta and go there. And there I found, Dr. M.R. Gautam was the vice chancellor. M.R. Gautam was a real learned person. He learned with a number of top of the line vocalists of Agra Gharana, and he also learned with learned Tumri singing and this and that. He has a fantastic repertoire. Also, he's a musicologist. So my Guruji, Radha Babu suggested that I should learn with him. So I started learning with him. I learned a few rare ragas with him, and he was also affectionate. Then his term completed and he left Kharagar. Then I played for some time. Then after, in between, Guruji died the same year, unfortunately, 81 in December. So, that part unfortunately was over, learning with Guruji. But now I understand that was fantastic. Really, he has really transferred. Whatever I feel I required, whatever knowledge, fantastic knowledge transfer. Anyway, I don't remember the year, maybe 87. Bimlendra Mukherjee, Pandit Bimlendra Mukherjee became the vice chancellor of the university, Kharagar University. Then after 6-7 months after his joining, we became close. Because, apparently I was a good performer at the Kharagar, one of the best musicians. Of course, there were others. Jagdish was there, Jagdish Prasadji was there, and Amarnath Malik was there. Others were there. Visi Rande was there as a good violinist. But I was a young, recognized performer in that area. So we became close. Mukherjee Sahab and I became close. And, I asked him that how to do the Jawari. And he was a fantastic person. I wish that all the music students have the opportunity to meet such a profound personality. So I asked him to do the Jawari. Then he told me, "Oh, why don't you bring your sitar?" Then I got my sitar, picked my sitar, and went to him. And he did the Jawari on the sitar, then gave it to me to play. Yeah. So I came in contact with Pandit Radhika Mohan Maitra. And I was telling you that he did the Jawari for my sitar and gave the sitar to me. Then I was playing, what they do. After the Jawari, my experience was only with Hiren Roy, who was of course very affectionate to me. And I didn't know much of Jawari, what to see, what to check and all. Play a little bit of sitar here and there, pulling some mir and the mirs are coming and all. Then he told me, "What are you doing?" Then I asked him, that should I play seriously? Well, why don't you play serious? I don't understand. You have a nice sitar with sounding nice. Are you satisfied with the Jawari? No, I told him, okay, it is very good. Then you have a nice sitar in your hand. Why don't you play it nicely? When you have a sitar, then you have to be always serious. Otherwise, you are damaging your musical orientation. So I played before him. That way the thing started. Then I used to go to him and I used to play for him. Then he used to sing something. Then I used to copy him. Like that, the relationship grew. But I never asked him, to teach me. But anyway, this kind of interactions went on. And after 3-4 months, he was giving me different dimensions in music, altogether different. The way he's attacking some problem, something, why somebody goes out of tune, or why this is how the rag should go. It was a different dimension, altogether different than what I used to know, what I knew before reaching him. So also, I was I was not a very simple person. So I also became doubtful about him, that whatever he was teaching, was that right and all, or why is he teaching me? Then at one point of time, I shall come later. Then I received an invitation from government of Madhya Pradesh to play at the Tansin Samaroh. You might be knowing that Tansin Samaroh is the most prestigious music festival in India. It is the Urs festival. It takes place on the Samadhi. Do you say Samadhi, John? What is that? Of Tansin, Mia Tansin. So, and all the top of the musicians go there and pay their homage. And for example, the day I played, the same day Ravi Shankarji was there, Amzali Khan Sahib was there, and I was the last musician at the morning session, and they were the two musicians in the whole night session. Anyway, so I received the invitation. Then it clicked my heart, and it clicked me. I think I should mention his name as a teacher. So let's ask him about this, because I never asked him to teach, and he was not teaching that way. He was, not that way means the concept of teaching was different for me at that time. So anyway, I went to him and asked him that, would you mind if I mention your name as a teacher? Then he told me that what else a person can demand, after teaching somebody, and that's it. I know. If you think that you have learned anything from me, and if you feel like mentioning my name as a teacher, go ahead and mention. I don't mind. My blessings with you. Then he taught, and then the training went on and on, and he showed me myriads of dimensions in music. Fantastic. Be it tuning of the instrument, starting from the tuning of the instrument, starting from where the instrument should be tuned. with the change of temperature, with the change of environment, the sitar character changes. So you have to tune an instrument in different basic pitches. So starting from there, what I can say, I mean, he showed me how your, spine position should be there, playing position, what is a good playing position, what should be a mental condition, what should be one's psychological condition to play very good music and all. How you can become united with the total system from where the music originates and flows through you. How you become a medium for the flow of music, and how to go with the composition, how to go with the improvisations, this kind of things. And I was greatly impressed with this training system. And he also, and at one point, I told you earlier that I'm not a simple tone and I don't accept things very easily. So at one point of time I asked him, why do you teach me? When your son is such an eminent person, eminent musician, then why do you teach me? There may be two reasons: that either I don't have the potential to play well, or what else? Then why are you teaching me? Then he explained why he is teaching me that to show that a teacher can produce multiple students of similar heights or very good heights, this kind of things, and these students take different shapes, this kind of things. So I was satisfied with the explanation, and later I found out, he showed me all types of different techniques that I didn't know. I mean, many. I can tell you how much. I mean, that is from the taken from the psychological level, and this pure, live level. What do you say? I mean, this how to deal with the instrument and all, technical level. So, and he also taught me a few compositions and how to do that. Many things, from simple to complex, simple to very complex. But the main teaching was maybe that how you really make art pieces, real aesthetically good pieces, how you really make it aesthetically acceptable, and how you can solve problems. Problems means aesthetical problems, musical problems. How you attack a problem. So he also taught me how to teach. I find him a teacher with a very exceptional understanding, who understands the music to the core, and who can understand the student from the core. So I have a whole world of regret for him. Then and his term, he served for 2 terms as vice chancellor. So I got him for 3-4 years, but 3-4 years is not a very big time for Indian classical music. But I must tell you that he used to teach me 4 days a week, 3 hours a day. That means 12 hours a week. That's for no money, nothing. Only thing is he wanted. Somebody asked him that what is your contribution to Kharagar University? He told he told that I taught Sanjay. So that is his contribution. Actually, his idea was that I am teaching this person, so he will ultimately teach others. That will the society get increased. That kind of thing. Anyway, then that part, after he went back to Bhilai, back home, after his term was over, I used to meet him, but that kind of training didn't continue. But he, at one point of time, he told me that okay, he has taught me whatever I required one day. So apart from Vimlana Mukherjee Sahab, then I learned a little from others also. For example, I learned a little tabla from Pandit Shankar Ghosh, who is a famous tabla player, we all know. I also learned from Pandit Ajay Sinha Rai, who was very affectionate to me, and he taught me. Then when I had the opportunity to have Pandit Brajanarao Joshi when he was in Kharagar for 3 months, I learned with him. Just short learning. It's like that's not to be quoted like that, but he was helpful because his concept of rag mixing and all, that also showed me some dimension that I can go like that. So that way, I am still continuing learning with me, learning with the students also. I mean, now I am mostly concentrated on performance and teaching. So now I am learning with the students because they are in one way my teacher. They have become my teachers now because they are some problems are posing some problem, and I'm trying to get them solved. So that way I am learning, and I think every day I'm learning. The process is on. I think that's in short about my learning. What else you want, John?